Hello, welcome to the Friday Night Deck Review, starring yours truly, Nick's Lotus, where we take a look at two of the subscribers' submitted decks and see what we can do with them. Glad you could join us. Okay, let me open up the live stream. Let me pop out the chat. Oh, probably looping. What up, Ray Cabbage? What's up, 3 Hoen? Pop out the chat. Chat over there. Back out of this. Go back here. Boom. How we doing, guys? Dexter Kennedy, just curious, what's the queue for this looking like? Looking to submit another old border deck. Let me check for you, Dexter. Should have it right here. We're on Ganax in the Mindskinner. So next week we've got LJL's Tigum deck and the Bed Barons, or the Red Barons. There we go. The Red Barons Avatar Aang deck. The week after that we got Donut Ring, Wheelmaster, Marchesa, and Mr. Foxglove. And then Yorsum and Suits the week after that, Rayona and Donnell. But those were clear after that. So we got 3 more weeks of 2 decks a night. And then after that, we've got pretty open. So should be good. And honestly, there are some weeks, they're kind of rare, but I have been enjoying streaming lately. So there are some weeks where I'll do like more decks on Fridays. Oh, I was going to bring this up, by the way, and you probably already expected this was coming. The follow-up shorts. Those just aren't going to be a thing. I'm going to be honest. One, I am spending 90% of my free time recording and editing, as is. In the last 2 weeks, I get to Friday, and I'm like, I didn't even upload a Wednesday follow-up video. I've had like some people reach out to like play some games and link up to play some Magic, and I'm like, yeah, I can't. I'm editing. I'm recording. So those are just gonna go, you know what I mean? And I think the live streams have been like super productive the last 2 or 3 weekends. So I feel like we just come up with so much good tech while we're here that it's a little redundant to just follow it up with a short. So it'll save me time. It'll get you guys better quality content. I won't feel so behind. That's just how it's gonna be. But that's not to say you're not gonna get a ton of good suggestions for your decks. Let me do something really quick. Let me turn this one. Where's this display at? Oh, right there. Okay. Jamie or Jame? What's going on? Okay, so what was I just gonna do? Oh, the Google Forms. Okay, so I've got one. One of them is on page 12. So I'll just open that one and do a separate thing here. Sorry. Well, I guess it's not 8 yet. It ain't even 8 yet. Yo, I want to build Sam and Frodo. Any advice? Yeah, don't feel like weird putting too many cards from the same set in a deck. Because I know I do that sometimes where I'm like, oh, this set has so many good synergies for my deck, but I don't want like 90% of my deck to be Throne of or Wilds of Eldraine. You know what I mean? I think that's fine. You know what I mean? Like in your case, building Frodo and who's the other guy that it comes with? Sam and Frodo. That Lord of the Rings set has so much cracked food interaction. It's actually crazy. You can put Peregrine Took, where you can make foods and then sack them to turn them into lands. You can put the white girl that like lets you put 1/1 counters on stuff whenever you make tokens. There's just so much cracked food token stuff in that set. So I don't know if that's a personal issue, but for me, I know that I am always like, I don't want to put too many cards from the same set in a deck, but make a bunch of that deck Lord of the Rings because I'm sure it's going to be good. Jamie, it's funny you say that. That's actually a video that's in the queue right now. It's not exactly that word. The words that I used were unsuspecting commanders or commanders that. What was the wording I used? Let me try to find it really quick. One second. I had a Da Vinci thumbnail for it. So I'm definitely going to make that video then. Yeah, I did a poll on Discord at one point where I was asking people for cards that scale with how good the opponents are doing. I brought up Notion Thief as an example. So I'm definitely going to make that video now. I had a thumbnail. Yeah, there it is. I have a thumbnail where it's me and a commander back to back. Like it looks like the Starsky and Hutch cover, but it says Start Sweet and Clutch. And it was going to be about commanders that like start off innocent enough, but then when the table starts scaling, they're all like, "Oh, that commander's doing the best now." So that's pretty funny. The other one what I was thinking about was Lisa. You play spells, then pay up. Yeah, any kind of stack's going to be great. Or stack C commander. What was I getting into the tab for? Oh yeah. I was looking for this other deck. I found the Mindskinner one. Oh, is this it? It is. Cool. Okay, so I found him. All right, let me turn this back on. Boop. So the first deck we're going to look at is Suits Ganax deck. And I think Suits over on the Discord is like need a 5th or need a 4th or something like that. Or need a 7th. It's something like that. I think need a 4th makes the most sense, but I feel like it was like need a 5th or something. Okay, so he has submitted his Ganax deck. And his... Ooh, we got... Like, you want to see some fire lyrics? There we go. That's why I was confused, because under the deck name it said Polymorphore. And I was like, that's not Ganax. But then I clicked on it and I was like, oh, Ganax gotta pick a background deal. Gotcha. Okay, so he says, the plan is to spit out fairy dragon token. Wait, they're fairy dragons? I took a little peek at this before I started, but I did not peep the fact that they're fairy dragon tokens. Damn. Oh man, okay. I'm kind of excited because it's literally called somewhere in here he's like, can we get Nick to like a dragon deck? And I was like, I don't know, buddy. I don't know, buddy. I don't think you can, but yeah, can I get Nick to like my dragon deck? Seeing that those are dragon fairy tokens, I think you can get me to like your dragon deck right off the bat. Oh, cool, a Spyro deck. It is funny. Literally, it's Spyro. Little spirit dragon. How do you get him? Whenever one or more non-token creatures you control deals combat damage to a player. Okay. So like each turn you'll just spit out another 1/1 dragon. That's actually kind of sick. Favorite interactions, attacking 3 different opponents to make 3 fairy dragons, which each turn into treasures. Oh, yeah, you can get 3 fairy dragons, because it says whenever they attack an opponent, so you can attack 3 different opponents. Ooh. That's actually really cool. I like that a lot. Why do they turn into treasures? Oh, probably because Ganax. Or another dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a treasure token. Woo! I like this. I'm into this, actually. So far, I'm into this. For big finishes, I love firing off indomitable creativity on both the dragons and the treasures for maximum polymorph chaos. Sometimes it's huge dragons, sometimes it's mana rocks. And the risk is half the fun. Hell yeah. I told you last time these little stink bugs spawn whenever I go live. Well, that actually doesn't make sense now that I'm thinking about it. I turn on all these lights. So if there's one in here, it's going to be like, oh, baby, we're eating good tonight. Look at all this light. Let me make sure my stream isn't lagging. My light over there has been flickering all day because of the snow we're getting here. It's not like bad snow. It's just kind of windy. But, yeah. Is everything looking okay for you guys? Yeah, it looks pretty good, actually. Okay. What do you hope to get from your review? To show off my deck and to get some new card recommendations. What type of member are you? A Patreon member. A huge thanks. I forgot what your Moxfield name was. Suits, or I need a fifth, I think. Yeah, and their Moxfield page says damage equals dragons equals treasures equals dragons equals damage. Very true. Real and true. So Feywild will give us a 1/1 dragon fairy token whenever a creature we control deals combat damage to a player or an opponent. And then Ganax, whenever a dragon enters, we get a treasure token. So whenever those 1/1 dragon fairies enter, we get treasure tokens. It's actually pretty busted. And it's organized by tags. God, I love that. Board wipe, we got Blasphemous Act. For dragons, we've got Ancient Silver Dragon, 6 and 2 blue, 8/8 flying. Whenever Ancient Silver Dragon deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. Draw cards equal to the result. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Sure. Blast Furnace gives your attacking creatures double strike. Bonehorde Dregosaur is 3 and 2 red. This is still a $12 card. Damn. 3 and 2 red, 5/5, first strike, flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. If you exiled a land card this way, create a 3/1 dinosaur creature token. I don't know why I thought that was a dragon dinosaur. It's just a dinosaur. That's weird. If you exile a non-land card this way, create a treasure token. That's a very good card. That's a very good card. Is that a $12 card, though? I feel like if it like did that on ETB and then on upkeep, I'd be like, damn. Or if it had like haste, but like it feels a little slow. It's a very good card. I just wish it wasn't $12. Cavern Horns 20. Holy sharks. 7 and 2 red for a 6/6. Cost X less, where X is the greatest number of artifacts your opponents control. Number of artifacts. Flying, trample, haste. 6/6. When Cavern Horde Dragon deals damage to a player, create a treasure token for each artifact that player controls. Jeesh. It's actually gross. Well, would be nice to make a group hug food commander, but with a twist that food is for specific commanders, that whenever an opponent sacrifices the special dish, they get poison counters and gain 3 life. Ooh. I like that. Is that a real commander? Is there a commander with that effect? Because that's really this fucking beetle. That's a really cool effect, actually. Hope I'm not too late to the party. Party just started, baby. We're looking at Suits. Ganax deck with a background of Feywild Visor. We're making 1/1 Dragon Fairy tokens, and then we're making treasure tokens when those fairy tokens enter because they're dragon tokens as well. Chaos Dragon. I've never seen this card. 1 and 2 red, 4/4 flying, haste. Chaos Dragon attacks each combat if able. At the beginning of combat on your turn, each player rolls a d20. If one or more opponents had the highest result, Chaos Dragon can't attack those players or planeswalkers they control this combat. What? I don't like this. I never saw that card once when I was playing this set, by the way. That's crazy. I don't like this very much. 3-drop 4/4? Is like that the draw that's like making this whole downside worth it? I don't know. Like Dragonhawk. I like me some Dragonhawk. 3 and 2 red, 5/5 flying. When Dragonhawk enters or attacks, he enters or attacks. That's what makes a good dragon. Exile the top X cards of your library, or X the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. You may play those cards until the end of your next end step. At the beginning of your end step, Dragonhawk deals 2 damage to each opponent for each of those cards that are still in exile. I haven't seen a ton of these. I don't like dragons very much. And I think Suits is aware of that because his whole thing was, let's see if I can get Nick to like my dragon deck. Goldlust Triad. 4 and a red, 4/3 flying, myriad. When it deals damage to a player, create a treasure token. Huh. Dragons are one of those creature types, and I think this is probably why I don't like them a lot, is because like they just have like a big price tag on them a lot of the time, even though I'm like, meh, when I read it. I'm like, sure, I'm not saying this isn't a powerful card. It's super strong once it gets going, but it's like it doesn't have haste, so you're gonna have to like wait. You'll play it, someone's probably gonna kill it, and then it's like, dang. I don't say that's a reason for a card not to be worth a lot, but that is a reason a lot of people undervalue a lot of really good cards is because they are slow. So it's just interesting to me. It's a good card, though. Gold Spam Dragon, like this one. 3 and 2 red, 4/4 flying haste. When Gold Spam Dragon attacks or becomes the target of a spell or no, not of ability, just a spell. Oh my god, how did I never notice you can target it with your own spells? How did I never notice that? You can combat trick this thing and get treasure tokens. Yikes. Treasures you control have tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 2 mana of any one color. Wait a second. Wait a second. Big brain. Big brain. Hold on a second. Let's see. Come on. Oh, Crown of fucking Flames. I don't know if that would work, though. It wouldn't be infinite. It would be cool, though. So you could play Crown of Flames for 1 red and attach it to Goldspan, which would produce a treasure token. Wait, no, you could do that. Yeah. And then you could tap the treasure token because Goldspan makes your treasures tap for 2 to float 2 red. And then use one of the red to bounce back Crown of Flames, use the other red to play Crown of Flames and target your Goldspan. And then you've got infinite enchantment ETBs and infinite artifact ETBs and infinite artifact sacks. I don't know if that plays into this deck. I don't think it does, but just a cool little thing that popped into my head. That's pretty neat. Goldspan plus Crown of Flames, dude. Pretty cool. Okay. Lathless, Dragon Queen. 4 and 2 red, 6/6 flying. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a 5/5 dragon with flying. Seems really good. Pay 1 and a red. Dragons you control get +1/+0. Fire breathing for the whole squad. I brought fire breathing for the whole squad. Top fans. Also works with Whip Silk. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that seems good. Niv-Mizzet. 3 blue, 3 red, 5/5, can't be countered. Flying, when you draw a card, it deals 1 damage to any target. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. Jeez, it's a lot of draws. Parapet Thrasher. I haven't seen this card either. 2 and 2 red for a 4/3 flying. Whenever 1 or more dragons you control deals combat damage to an opponent, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Destroy target artifact that opponent controls. This creature deals 4 damage to each other opponent, or exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. That's really good. For 4 mana. You're getting a ton of value for swinging at different people in this deck. Does the aura's ability target the creature? Not the ability, but casting the aura. Yeah. No, but I made a custom commander for it, but it needs to adjust the power for it. Yeah, that sounds like a cool idea, though. The whole, like, giving people food that's poisoned. I like that. Yeah, so how would that go infinite? Goldspan Dragon lets you sack your treasures for 2. I might be wrong, so I'm going to walk back through it because I am known to be wrong for these type of things. So you can play Crown of Flames, which is an enchantment aura. So when you play it for 1 red, it'll target Goldspan Dragon, which will cause it to make a treasure token. And then you can crack that treasure token for 2 mana because Goldspan lets you crack it for 2. And then use 1 of the red mana to use the Crown of Flames to return it to your hand. And then use the other red mana to play Crown of Flames again. And then just keep doing that. The only thing you get that's infinite is like infinite treasure ETBs and infinite treasure death triggers. And then infinite enchantment ETBs. Which, I mean, like maybe in some deck that'd be good. But pretty interesting. Doesn't kill anybody, but it does go infinite. Maybe you could feed that into something. 3 home. Oh, I missed the second effect. So did I the first time. When I originally was thinking of the combo, I was like, wait, we need 1 more mana. And then I'm like, wait, it does exactly what we need. Infinite Storm, but with something like Zorn, it's infinite mana. Yeah, infinite mana, infinite Storm. That seems pretty usable in certain decks for sure. Okay. Niv-Mizzet's fantastic. Parapet Thrasher is awesome. I love Patron of the Arts. I think this card's great. 2 and a red, 3/1. When Patron of the Arts enters the battlefield or dies, create a treasure token. Just a good little body. Get some treasures when it comes in and dies. Gotta like that. Scourge of Valkis, 2 and 3 red for a 4/4 flying. When Scourge of Valkis or another dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the number of dragons you control. Play 1 red to give Scourge +1/+0 until end of turn. Yeah. Or another dragon enters, sure. That'll win you some games. Shimmer Dragon, 4 and 2 blue, 5/6 flying. As long as you control 4 or more artifacts, Shimmer Dragon has hexproof. Tap 2 artifacts to draw a card. Yes, sir. Because we have a pretty good treasure engine on our commander as well. Shivan Devastator, X and a red, 0/0 flying, haste, enters with X/1/1 counters on it. Sure, that's a dragon right there. That's a dragon right there. Swashbuckler Extraordinaire, 2 and a red for a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice 1 or more treasures. When you do, up to that many creatures gain double strike until end of turn. Ooh. This is some good tech in here. Damn. Give a bunch of dragons double strike. Gaming. What's up, Kryptonite? Scourge of Valkus and Terror of the Peaks are such disgusting cards. So much damage. They really are disgusting. Scourge of Valkus is a spicer. Terror of the Peaks is also very good. That needs to go in here. Terror of the Peaks definitely needs to go in here. Thundermane Dragon, 3 and a red for a 4/4 flying. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast creature spells with power 4 or greater from the top of your library. If you cast a creature spell... Oh, you can just cast... Wait. I hate when they're worded like that. It always messes with my brain. It does say creature spell, but it also says if you cast a creature spell this way. So if you choose to, it gains haste until end of turn. This is really cool that it's not dragon specific. If you're just like in a Timmy deck, this is actually solid. Timat's Fanatic, 4 and a red, 4/3 Myriad haste. Perfect for this deck. You get a creature hitting each player so you can get maximum fairies and treasures. Titan of Litjara, name a creature type. Titan of Litjara is the chosen type. In addition to its other types, when Titan of Litjara enters the battlefield or attacks, you may draw a card for each other creature you control that shares a creature type with it. If you do, discard a card. That's a great card. Oh, it's $8. I did not know that was a good $8 card or $8 card. Jeez. Good for top deck for seeing if there's something juicy for polymorph. Yeah, Thundermane Dragon is solid for that. Wrathful Red Dragon, 3 and 2 red, 5/5 flying. Whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. No dragon on dragon violence. Got some card draw here. Kindred Discovery, some good typal card draw. Skull Clamp interacts with the 1/1 fairies we make. Enhancers, we got Berserkers for double strike, Blast for double strike. Frostcliff Siege gives +1/+0 trample and haste to your board. Irenicus's Vile Duplication can give you another commander or another powerful dragon. We talked about Lathras. Loaming Throne can give you a doubled triggered ability of dragons you control, and Rogue's Passage gives unblockable. As far as finishers go, because none of that's considered a finisher, it's how busted dragons are. We've got Dragon Tempest, 1 and a red for an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield with flying, it gains haste until end of turn. Okay. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the number of dragons you control. And same goes for Scourge. Bone Horde, we already talked about. Bone Horde was my username for like every Xbox account that I had, and like every like account I would have to make for like RuneScape. Not RuneScape. What was the other one? It was like the browser-based one where it was like kind of anime style, and you would like battle stuff. What was that called? Man, I can't remember it. But I always use the name Bone Horde. And I remember every time I would log into something, I would think about the first time I logged into my account when my brother was in the room. I was like probably 12 and I was logging into League. And I was like, Bone Horde. And my brother's like, Mom, his username's Boner. And I was like, no, it's not. It's Bone Horde. And he's like, come look at this. And I remember like losing it. I was crying. I was like, no, it's not. It's Bone Horde. So I think about that every time I see Bone Horde now. But this ain't the OG Bone Horde. This ain't the OG Bone Horde. I named myself after this card. Because I liked Graveyard decks. So I was like, Bone Horde's the coolest card I've ever seen. Inspired Tinkering, 4 and a red, sorcery. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. Create 3 treasure tokens. Is there any cards like this that say till the end of the game? That are like, you can play that shit till the end of the game. Whenever you feel like it. Hey girl, want to go back to the Bone Horde? Hey girl, want to go back to my calcium cave? My Bone Horde, if you will. Hey girl, want to go back to my Can't think of one. My lower ribs. Laboratory. Interaction, an offer you can't refuse. Arcane denial, lofty denial, stubborn denial. A lot of denials here. A lot of denials. Denial is a river, dude. Blasphemous Act, Mass Disruption, Raise the Palisade, and Vandal Blast. Polymorph effects. These are effects that can exile or sometimes destroy, I think. Or shuffle into your deck, if I'm not mistaken. Cards, and then reveal off top till you hit another one and play it for free. So Chaos Mutation, exile any number of target creatures controlled by different players. For each of those creatures exiled this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card and puts those creatures onto the battlefield. So in your case, you're going to be using all these polymorph effects on your 1/1 fairy dragons, and then just hope to hit bigger dragons off of them, because why not? Chaotic Transformation, 5 and a red. Sorcery, exile up to 1 target artifact or up to 1 target creature, up to 1 target enchantment, up to 1 target planeswalker, and or up to 1 target land. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller reveals cards off the top of their library until they reveal a card that shares a type with that card and put them into play. And rinse and repeat. Indomitable Creativity does it for X. Luca does it with his -2. Polymorph does it to target creature and destroys it. Reality Shamble does it to target permanent you own. And Transmogrify does it to target creature. Same idea, though. Trying to hit big fat dragons for free off little tiny dragons. Pretty cool. 13 pieces of ramp, because we run a lot of dragons, and they're big. Scary. 4 pieces of removal. Chaos Warp, Pongify, Rapid Hybridization, Wild Magic, Surge. I normally run more removal, but you also run interaction, too. And I normally put my interaction in with my removal, so you also got 4 pieces of interaction, so not too bad. Treasures, Big Score, Cavern Horde. Big Score, Cavern Horde, Gold Lust, Gold Span. Oh, man. I was hoping it would rhyme. Gold Trust, Dryad, Goldspan, Inspiring Tinker, Magda. We haven't seen Magda yet. 1 in a red, 2/1. Other dwarves get 1/0. Whenever a dwarf it becomes tapped, you can create a treasure token, sacrifice 5 treasure tokens to search for a dragon and put it directly into play. I'm sure that won't be busted in this list at all. Yeah, pretty disgusting. Great mana base from the look of it. You also got a treasure vault in here to get a bunch of treasure tokens. I like. All right, chat. All right, shut. What are the suggestions? What are the suggestions, shut? What are the suggestions, shut? Adventure Quest. Is that a card? Is that a freaking? Is that a real card? Oh, that was the game. I don't know if that was the name of the game. I don't feel like that was it. Storm the Vault of Storm of the Vault. Ooh, yeah. 2 red and a blue. Legendary enchantment. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. That seems really good for this deck. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 5 or more artifacts, transform it into a land that taps for any color or a blue for each artifact you control. This seems insane in this list. Yikes. Divergent Transformations. I think that one's in here if I'm not mistaken. No, Chaotic Transformations was. What was this one? Divergent? What in the hell? Oh, yeah. 6 in a red, instant. Undaunted. It costs 1 less for each opponent, so it'll be a 4-drop. Exile 2 target creatures. For each of those creatures, its controller reveals until they hit a creature and puts them into the battlefield. So a 4-drop to do that twice. It seems really good in your deck, actually. I like that a lot. Utvara Hellkite is the best red dragon. We'll have to see about that. 6 and 2 red, 6/6 flying. When a dragon you control attacks, create a 6/6 red dragon creature token with flying. Yikers. That's a lot of dragons. Jeesh. Deceptive Frostkite. 2 blue, 1/1 dragon flying. You may have this creature enter the battlefield as a creature you control with power 4 or greater, except it's a dragon in addition to its other types, and that's flying. Yeah, 2-drop clone for your dragons. That it itself is a dragon, so you can get like any cast triggers if you have those. That seems gross. Deceptive. Oh, I already read that. Nick, just discovered your channel. My new favorite Magic YouTuber. Your humor cracks me up. Oh, God. I appreciate it. My instinct is to be like, what humor? But then I'm like, you know what? Smile and wave, boys. Appreciate you. Dragons. Galazeth. Oh, yeah. Galazeth seems perfect in this deck. See, if we got LJL in the chat, You know you're going to get good suggestions. 2 red, blue, 3, 4 flying. When it enters, create a treasure token. Artifacts you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast instants and sorceries. Yeah. Make a treasure token and then use all your treasures that you're getting from your commander to cast all your instants and sorceries. Like, which is pretty great because a lot of your instants and sorceries are pretty big polymorph effects. Or like high CMC polymorph effects. So that reads a little perfect. I was gonna say methinks, and then my brain was like, I'm gonna fucking choke myself out if I say that. Like, methinks that's perfect. Good grief. What's up with the little bird? Little bird flying next to Prisma or Galazeth, dude. The birds of the bourgeoisie. How do we get our deck reviewed like this? If you're a Patreon member or a YouTube member, you can get access to the little deck submission form and then fill it out and just send it my way. You're gonna become like a $1 member for like a month and submit your decks, and I will look at them. I had to do that because at first I didn't do that, and like 50 plus decks came in a few days, and I was like, oh, I might have to do this as a members thing because that's way too many decks. Galazeth Primari, how do we do our decks? Professional Facebreaker is always going to be a good option. Forgot I had a coffee here. Ew. It's cold. 2 in a red, 2/3 minutes. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Again, you could get 3 off of this thing with your whole swinging at 3 different players strat. And sacrifice a treasure, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. It's very good. Nothing crazy, but were the 2 exhale cards in here? Exhale. Oh. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may behold a dragon. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. If a dragon was behold, counter it unless they pay 4. Seems pretty good. And then Molten does 4 damage to target creature or player, and you can cast it as though it had flash if you behold a dragon. Those aren't bad. Those are pretty good. If you want to do PFB, there's also Knuckles. PFB. Let me try to figure that out. Hold on. P has to be player, right? PFB. Is that a card? If it's a card, I'm not gonna get it. I think it's a card, probably. PFB, Professional Facebreaker. Boom. I got it. I'm pretty smart. I put my deck in a little bit ago. Just checking to see you got it. Bader's Birthday Surprise. Bader's Birthday Surprise. Let me check here for you. It would probably be one of the more recent ones here. Or the most recent one. Balsarius Call. Bader's Birthday Surprise. Yep. I did get it. Is this the wrong one that I did? No, it's not. Okay, good. I do have it. Nailed it. Not a dragon, but do we care to put Academy Manufacturer? Oh, 100% put Academy Manufacturer in this. That's like a why not. And then Zorn too, like that one guy was saying. Every time we make a treasure, we get all 3 of those. And then Zorn, every time we make a treasure, we make 2. Or we make that many plus 1 more. That's like really, really good. Perfect, thank you. Not a problem. How do you say your name? Is it T Snides? Or Snides? The T is silent. Dude, Mirror Wing Dragon could be so fun with polymorph effects. 3 and 2 red, 4/5 flying. When a player casts an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single creature, or this creature, sorry, that player copies that spell for each other creature they control. How is this not in the deck, dude? This might be like the perfect card for this list. LJL is always coming out with the craziest suggestions, dude. I'm gonna have a live stream one of these nights that's just like need help with my decks, LJL. If anyone else wants to join, go for it. But mainly LJL, I need your help, buddy. I'll be like, LJL, I have a token deck. And my deepest synergy I could think of was like sacking them to get death triggers. And LJL's like, Sure, but what if we made them all turn into a copy of this thing? And I'm like, you can do that? You can do stuff like that? He's always coming up with that shit. He's always coming out with that shit. Don't forget to check out Knuckles. Knuckles. The brass knuckles or... Oh. 2 and 2 red, 2/4, double strike, trample, haste. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Yeah. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 30 or more artifacts, you win the game. Yeah. Do a little schoolboy Q ad lib for that one. Yeah. That's really good. Damn. I mean, you gotta put Reaver Cleaver in here too, right? Just give one of your big dragons +1/+1 trample and make a bunch of treasures when it deals combat damage or something. That's just such a busted card. Mirrorwing is so good for this deck, it's crazy. It's not me, it's all Scryfall. You're too modest, LJL. The best hammer still must have a good... craftsman. Should still have a good craftsman behind it. I was going to be like, good woodworker. And then I'm like, I'm not going to call my boy a good woodworker. Like, come on, man. I'm not going to roast you like that. Smithy. Smithy! Is that you, Smithy? It's been years. Pause. Exactly. Exactly. Jonah gets it. Why don't we back my boy's good with wood? This is a is it deck though. Thousand Moon's so good though. I love Thousand Moon. But this deck's blue red. Thousand Moon is so good though. It's such a fun card. I remember my cousin played that against me for the first time and I was like, what is this? And I read it, I was like, oh. That's very good. Let me think. Let's go to Scryfall. Let's try out his little thing here. Type Dragon. Exile. Let's see if we got any exile synergy with the dragons. With the dragons. Oh wait, is there like a Warstorm Surge effect for like... Oh, I think it's already in here though. You have that one dragon that'll deal damage equal to the number of dragons when stuff ETBs, which is pretty damn close to a Warstorm for dragons. Ooh, what's this one do? 4 and 2 blue, 4/3 flash, flying. When this creature enters, if you cast it, counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. Then you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Oh, that's cool. I don't know if it's a cool ability. It's a cool dragon, cool ability, but in this deck specifically, polymorphing into that kind of feels bad because you're just like, okay, I got a 4/3 with flying. That doesn't really help my whole plan here. Yeah, never mind. I was wondering if there's any effects that are like when stuff enters from anywhere but your hand effects because of the polymorph stuff, but I really don't know. Using Descent of the Dragons to replace all the 1/1s with 4/4 treasures and Ganax. That's true. Descent of the Dragons actually would be kind of good in here. 4 and 2 red, destroy any number of target creatures and then replace them with a 4/4 dragon. That is really good with our tokens, actually. Bahamut is technically a dragon you can polymorph into. Ooh. It is. Chapter 1, 2, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Chapter 3, draw 2 cards. Chapter 4, this creature deals damage equal to its total mana value. No, equal to the total mana value of other permanents you control to each opponent. Yikes. That'll end the game in here. Holy shit. That's good. Have you thought about running a sneak attack? I feel like you might as well in this deck. Put a creature card from your hand into the battlefield. That creature gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Because you could do a play where you just like sneak attack a couple of dragons into play for 2 red, and then you polymorph both those dragons with something like that. The one card that someone just suggested that costs less for each opponent. Whatever. The one that does that to 2 creatures. You could easily have like plays where you just spam dragons into play with sneak attack, and then instead of sacking them to sneak attack, you just like polymorph them. And it's a big sleeping dragon. Kind of on the nose, but. Descent of the Dragons sounds like exactly the kind of thing I want to do with this deck. I would love to descent into dragons, actually. Looking for a 4th. I was like, I think his name is looking for a 4th here on YouTube and Discord, or looking for a 5th. I'm like, 4th makes the most sense, but 5th is kind of funny. Also, Wrathful Red Dragon plus Blasphemous Act is gross. Just realized that's in this deck. Yeah, deal 13 damage to it, and then just, I think I'm going to go ahead and exile. That's the one that exiles off top, right? Let me double check. Because that is really gross. Whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that's not a dragon. Yeah, never mind. Blasphemous Act will just kill somebody. It doesn't exile off top. It just does direct damage. Gross. It's actually really disgusting. Blue, red. Let's see. I want to see if there's any cool blue dragons here. Hellkite Tyrant. That's a great one. Gain control of all their artifacts and then win the game if you have 20 or more. What color, right? Oh, no. Ooh, Astral Dragon's gross, dude. 6 and 2 blue. When it enters, create 2 tokens that are copies of target non-creature permanent, except they're 3/3 dragons and have flying. So you can just make 2 more copies of a biggest, baddest dragon you control. They're 3/3s, but whatever. But like half the dragons you have are still going to be insane if you get 2 more copies. Plus a 4/4 flying on Astral Dragon. That's pretty good. Hellkite tie. Hellkite tie. It's time to celebrate. Astral is non-creature copies. Oh, really? Whoa. Oh. Okay, that's a cool card, though. Not great for this deck. I like the card more now, though. That's really cool. I'm trying to think where I could put that. I don't really have a deck for that. That is a super cool effect, though. Hellkite Tyrant. 6-drop, 6/5, flying, trample. When it deals damage to a player, gain control of all artifacts that player controls. At the beginning of upkeep, if you have 20 or more artifacts, you win the game. Shivan Devastator wouldn't be bad to polymorph into. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's one of the only ones in the deck that wouldn't be bad or would be bad. But yeah, you might just take this one out for one of the suggestions or something. Astral Dragon is super cool card. Fun in Kinnan and CEDH to make 3 Ristic studies. Yeah, quote unquote fun to make 3 Ristic studies. That's hilarious. Oh, CEDH, I will never understand you. I'm excited. We got a Lorwyn Eclipse draft happening Sunday. So Sunday at like 1 too. I love a good early draft. A nice laxed Sunday afternoon drafting. That's gonna be sick. Sarkhan's Soul of Flame. 1 a blue and a red. Dragon spells cost 1 less. Whenever a dragon you control enters, you may have Sarkhan become a copy of it until end of turn. Except its name is Sarkhan and isn't a legendary in addition to other types. Damn. That could be gross. That's just like swap out one of your mana rocks for this. That's like actually really gross in here. Hold on a second. Yeah, like, I mean, like, take out, like, I don't know, Felwar Stone? Dragon Horde? I don't know, like, I feel like you could just easily swap out one of your mana rocks for this. That's really good. That's actually gross. Are there any good new changelings for this? I don't know, probably, from the new set. Dragon Lord Servant and Dragon Speaker Shaman also do the cost reduction. Yeah, Dragon Lord Servant and Dragon Speaker Shaman, those would both be really good. They do the dragons cost less. Are there any new changelings for this? Let me see. A changeling. And then we will sort by release date. One more time. It's time to celebrate. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. And it's all creature types. These little guys. Red blue is what we're dealing with. So creature dies. That one's not the best. Yeah, nothing from like Lorwyn that's actually like crazy good for this one. Unfortunately. I mean, maybe Abundant Countryside. Like you can add 1 mana of any color and use it to cast creatures. Then you can start making shapeshifters, which are dragons at one point. That might be pretty great in there. If it's not in here already. I like that one a lot. At Sushi would probably be good. Can destroy it to polymorph and get a bunch of treasures. Oh, that is a good point. At Sushi's so cool. 2-inch red 4/4. When it dies, choose one. Exile the top 2. You can play them until the end of your next turn. Or create 3 treasure tokens. It's a lot of treasure tokens. The art's so cool. The little like magma getting funneled through these big like silos and stuff. Little train going through this clock tower. Art looks so cool. Alright, okay. Time to celebrate. I don't know why that song's in my head. Dragon. What would be cool for a dragon to do in this deck? Well, you can't go wrong with a good enter the battlefield with this deck. Oh. No, that's not the one I thought it was. Is it? This isn't the one that came in the... I don't think so. It looks similar, but I don't think it's that one. That's all the dragons that say enter, and is it? That's crazy. Sarkhan Dragon Ascendant also seems good. Dragon Ascendant. 1 in a red 2/2. When Sarkhan enters, behold a dragon. If you do, create a treasure token. Whenever a dragon you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on Sarkhan. Until end of turn, Sarkhan becomes a dragon in addition to its other types and gains flying. Sure. I wish he had whenever he enters or attacks, you could behold a dragon and make a treasure. That'd be sick. It's pretty good though. I like it. Let's see the name a creature type thing. I think there's a few cards like that that got printed in Lorwyn. That might be pretty good. What? I organized by release date, right? How is this the release date? How are these the cards? What? Name a creature type. Choose? Is it choose a creature type? Hey, it is. Okay. I was like, I gotta be losing my damn mind. I mean, Collective Inferno. Actually, this seems great in your deck. 3 and 2 red enchantment convoke, so your little 1/1 fairy dragons can help convoke this into play pretty easily. Cost 2 red at that point. Not even mentioning if you're willing to convoke a couple dragons to cast it for free. As this enchantment enters, choose a creature type. Double all damage from the source of your chosen creature type. So all your dragons will deal double damage for like 2 mana, possibly free. That's pretty good. What else is there? Wow, not a lot. Thought there was more new stuff. I mean, Urza's Incubator seems great in your deck. Choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type cost 2 less. Getting a 2 cost reduction on your dragons actually seems kind of nuts, especially seeing that your dragons make tokens, make treasures when they ETB. That's a pretty good little cost reducer. Did this have Breaching Dragonstorm and Roiling Dragonstorm? I don't know. I don't remember those. I do not recall those. Dragonstorm. Breaching Dragonstorm. 4 and a red enchantment. When this creature enters, exile cards on the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast it without paying its mana cost if its mana value is 8 or less. Okay. Okay. If you don't if you don't do that, put it into your hand. When a dragon you control enters, return this enchantment to its owner's hand. That's really kind of not. That's pretty good. I wish it was a tribal enchantment dragon. That's my one gripe with it, but that is very, very cool. And Roiling has you draw 2 cards and then discard a card, and whenever you play a dragon, it goes back to your hand. Which is like... the hell was that? Which is okay. That one's alright. Dragon Storm. Search your library for a dragon permanent and put it into your library, and it's got Storm. It's a 9-drop. Holy criminy. Each dragon you control enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Do you have this dragon globe in here? No dragon globe? Dragon globe's kind of cool. We get a 1/1 counter on all your dragons. Add 1 color of any mana. Crucible of Fire. That's a good one. Other dragons get +3/+3 for 4 mana. It's a pretty good going rate. If you know other anthems going rates, that's a pretty fucking good one. Reign of Riches. Is it Rain like REIN or is it just Rain? I feel like no matter what I pick, it's always the opposite one. Reign of Riches. Okay. 3 and 2 red enchantment. When Reign of Riches enters the battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. The first spell you cast each turn. Wait, hold on a second. The first spell you cast each turn that mana from a treasure was spent to cast has Cascade. Ew. 63 cents. I sold this to the store when it was like $15, I think was the peak I had it at. And I was like, I don't think this is that good. I think it's great in a treasure deck, but I'm just like, $15. I'm like, I'll trade this in. 43 cents. Now I'm almost like 43 cents. That's way too cheap for this card. That's really good. What else we got, boys? What else do we got, boys? Let me go back to my little search here. Ooh, I like this card a lot. 2 a blue and a red, Apprentice's Folly. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Choose target non-token creature you control that doesn't have the same name as a token you control. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary, and it's a reflection in addition to its other types, and has haste. You get to do that twice, and then sacrifice all reflections you control. So just for the first 2 turns, you just get powerful, stacked abilities of your best dragons, and then you have to crack them on level 3. But I think the first 2 are probably going to be enough to win the game. I love the Apprentice's Folly. That's such a good card. I will always like that card. I mean, Raise the Palisade's pretty good in here, right? 4 and a blue, choose a creature type, return all creatures that aren't the chosen type. That's like a game win in a lot of board states, I feel like. Yeah, all the dragons stay. Scourge of the Throne. 4 and 2 red, 5/5 flying. Dethrone. When it attacks the player with the most life, put a 1/1 counter on it. Whenever this creature attacks for the first time, if it's attacking the player with the most life or tied for the most life, untap all attacking creatures, and there's an additional combat phase. Sure. What's the one that you can just pay mana to take additional combat phases, though? That one almost seems like it might be more worth it, because in a dragon deck, you might be beating people down to where that won't trigger. There's another one, something Hellkite. I'll know it when I see it. Hellkite Charger. 4 and 2 red, 5/5 flying, haste. When it attacks, you may pay 5 and 2 red. If you do, untap all attacking creatures as an additional combat phase after this one. I like this card. Not synergistic, but risk factor is a card I discovered. Is that like the goblin, like having like sparks in his face? I feel like I can see the art for this, but I can't remember what it does. It's like 2 and a red sorcery. Yep. I can't remember. Or instant. I can't remember what it does, though. 2 and a red. Target opponent may have risk factor, deal 4 damage to them. If that player doesn't, you draw 3 cards. Jumpstart. It reminds me of Beatdown. Or Browbeat. If you remember that old school classic. 2 and a red. Any player may have Browbeat, deal 5 damage to them. If no one does, that player draws, or target player draws 3. Browbeat's an old school classic. Alchemist Talent. 3 in a red. When Alchemist Talent enters, create 2 tapped treasure tokens. Creatures you control have tapped. Sacrifice this artifact. Add 2 mana of any color. Seems really good. Whenever you cast a spell, if mana from a treasure was spent to cast it, this class deals damage equal to that spell's mana value. Woo! To each opponent. Damn. Yeah, Alchemist Talent's great. That's really good in here. Oh wait, it's damage to them. Thought it was to their creatures that makes the card worse. This one? Alchemist Talent? Yeah, definitely makes it worse, because you could just wipe boards over and over again. But that's a lot of direct damage. It's still pretty saucy. Oh Oh, unless you're referring to risk factor. Then I get you. Let me think. Let me think. Something popped into my head when we were looking through these. What was it? This is cool. 4 and 2 red, 6/5 flying. When this creature enters, you may put a commander you own from the command zone onto the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it from the to the command zone at the beginning of the next end step. It's kind of cool. I don't know how good that is though. Your commander's really engine-y. They come out relatively quickly. I don't know how big of an impact that'll have. I don't think a very big one. Ooh. Nova Hellkite's weird. Not really that big of a fan of that one. What's the commander? I'm late to the party. What's up, soft serve memes? We're looking at Ganax. And Ganax makes a treasure whenever a dragon enters, and then Feywild gives you a 1/1 dragon fairy token whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent. So we're just spamming out 1/1 dragon fairies, spamming out treasures, using them to polymorph our 1/1 dragon fairies into some big, powerful dragons. So we're doing a little recommendation right now. How are a lot of these polymorph effects worded? Puts that card onto the battlefield. Puts that card onto the battlefield. Puts that card onto the battlefield. Because you don't really cast with these. You just put them directly into play. I don't think this is going to come up with anything, but... Oh, a couple things. What's this do? Yeah, I wish they casted from your deck. That'd be sick. Or like cast from exile. Be really cool. Dragon Cultist would be good if it's not already in there. I don't think I saw Dragon Cultist. 4 and a red legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have at the beginning of your end step. If a source you control dealt 5 or more damage this turn, create a 4/4 white drag or red dragon creature token with flying. That's really good. 5 mana is a lot. Again, I wish some of these enchantments were like tribal dragon enchantments. Especially the ones that came out in Lorwyn. That's when you would have done that. But I digress. But Your Honor, I digress. We're gonna have to move this forward. Alright, let me see. Straight up brainstorm. Yeah, brainstorm. Draw 3s, put 2 back from your hand on top. Just set the top of your library for some of those polymorph effects. That's a good idea. Does that work with double strike? I feel like it does. That's pretty cool. Because then like blast furnace and stuff is like extra good. I wonder if anything makes changeling tokens. That would be good. Changeling token. The land we talked about does. Birthing bows can for like 4 mana, but that's a pretty good amount of mana. It's a pretty good amount of mana. Yeah. Nothing that does it like repeatedly enough that's like actually worth doing. I know this might seem a little straightforward, but does anything else make those fairy dragon tokens? I see a lot of ETB effects in here, including the commander. What about blink cards? That's a good idea, 3-hone. Displacer Kitten, Mirror Room, Fractured Realm. Did I spell fairy wrong? Changeling, Oracle. I thought that's how you spelled fairy. F-A-E-R-I-E. F-A-E-R-I-E. Dragon. Why did I put changeling here? What the hell? What the hell? When you roll dice, you can make him with this guy. At the beginning of your end step, if you have the initiative, you can make him with her. Shadow Puppets makes 2/1/1 Black Fairy Rogues that can turn into dragons, which is like, whatever. Yeah, none of those are really worth it. Mirror Room. What does that one do? Now, what does that one do? When you unlock this room, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. That's going to be good. And then if a triggered ability of a permanent you control would trigger, it triggers again. Ooh. That's actually gross in your deck. It's actually gross that you burp like that. It's disgusting. Is there any red cards that like let you cast spells as though they had Convoke? I really doubt it, but... Oh, there's 15 cards. Okay, so we might as well just give it a little gander here. Yeah, nothing worth running there. I mean, like, I always like Warstorm Surge. I just think that effect's always good. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, deals damage equal to its power. So not only, like, are you cheating a bunch of big stuff into play with polymorph effects, but also, like, all of your little 1/1 dragons coming into play will also be pinging for 1, which is kind of cool. I just put Mirror Room and Tygum. It's so gross in that deck. Ew. That seems really gross. You talk about the mono blue Tygum? This guy? Yeah, that's pretty fucking good. That's pretty fucking good. All right. I think we're going to move on. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, Thumberchod. I can't believe we forgot about him. Isn't it like Thumber or something? No. Thumberchod. 4 and 3 red for a 5. I think I have a Thumberchod sitting over here somewhere. Where'd my Thumberchod go? I feel like he was sitting right over here. Is he up on this? Hey, Thumberchod. My promo Thumberchod. On how much is this thing worth now, dude? $17, my promo Thumberchod? Hell yeah. That thing's cool. 4 and 3 red for a 5/5 trample. When he enters, he deals X damage to each other creature without flying, where X is the number of mountains you control. You may exert Thunderchod as he attacks. When you do, he gains flying. You can give big boy flying for like 1 turn. There's a few big brainstorms. Latnam Legacy, Brain Surge, and Dream Cache. There's also another 2-mana one that I can't remember that can get cards back in the deck. There's Elixir of Immortality, which can like shuffle your graveyard back in. Latnam Legacy. What the hell is that? 1 in the blue, shuffle a card from your hand into your library. If you do, draw 2 cards at the beginning of your next turn's upkeep. That's kind of cool. It's kind of a neat effect. Brain Surge is just like another one of those brainstorm kind of effects. Latnam Legacy, Dream Cache. What is Dream Cache? That sounds familiar. Is that the draw cards and mill cards thing, or I don't know? Draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on the both on the bottom or top of your library. That seems really good with your deck. Yeah, I like those effects in here. See Beyond is another one. Oh yeah, if you can hit a See Beyond and play it for free out of your deck, you can just be like draw 3. See Beyond was my first ever investment card. I bought like 12 copies of See Beyond because it was 30 cents, and when I read it, I was like, that seems really, really good. Oh, Boyond. I don't even want to look at what it's worth now. I'll be like, I should have bought more. Or maybe I'll be like, I should have bought less. I think they were like, 27 cents. Oh, this is not the card I was thinking it was. It's the card that when you play it from anywhere other than your hand, you draw 3. What's that one? With the guy like meditating? Let's see the truth. Yeah, see the truth. This was the card that I bought like 12 copies of, and I think it was 27 cents when I bought it. Oh, it's 49. Big stonks. Okay, so that wasn't really a good investment. I still think it's a really good card. I don't know why I was so like invested in it back then that I was like, I'm buying 12 copies of this thing. CB Yond? CB Yond? I love See the Truth. See the Truth's fire, dude. It's a very good card. Orthion, Hero of Lava Brink. I was trying to think of who this was the other day for a deck, and I couldn't remember the name. Orthion. 3 in a red, 3/3. Pay 1 in a red, tap it, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Gains haste, sack it at the end of turn, and pay 6 in 3 red to do that 5 times. So you'd normally pay 10 to do it 5 times, but he says, hey, I'll give you a discount. You'll pay 9. Thanks, dude. Thanks for the crazy discount. That's big value right there. I mean, it's easy to read to see the truth as Ancestral Recall, and that's exciting. Yeah, and especially as like a graveyard player, I'm like, wait. If I can manage a way to get like flashback or something, I draw 3 for 2. Ooh. Fun card. It's really fun if your deck can run it. I feel like it's kind of like just mutually exciting for most people. You like read it and you're like, ooh, in my deck though, damn. That's real good. Like in Emmett Selch that I'm working on, the Demir one, crazy in there. All my stuff costs 2 less that I cast from graveyard, and whenever I deal damage, I can cast from graveyard. Y'all pay a 1 blue instant speed, draw 3 cards. I'll literally play an Ancestral Recall. It seems pretty good. If you want to create temporary token copies, Chandra Flame Speaker is pretty good. Ooh. Flame Shaper. Flame Shaper. I said speaker. 5 and 2 red, 6 drop, or 6 loyalty. Plus 2, add 3 red, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play that card this turn. Wait. Oh, choose one. Okay, I was like, wait, what? Plus 1, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has at the beginning of the next step, keep sacrifice it has haste. Chandra deals 8 damage to. I mean, just having a +1 that's like a little Krenko mob boss is pretty cool. Not Krenko mob boss. Kiki-Jiki. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right, we're going to move on to the next deck. I got to call it. I gots to call it. All right. The next deck is Matt Will 93's the Mindskinner deck. And, yeah, the Mindskinner, dude. 3 blue for a 10/1. Can't be blocked. Yeah. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, prevent that damage and instead mill that many cards. So yeah, big damage, but that big damage just gets turned into mill. And if we want to look at his little submission form here, it is a mill strategy. It's optimized casual. Win condition, mill everything. Favorite interaction, Imposter Syndrome, causing the Mindskinner to multiply is usually game over. We'll have to see what Imposter Syndrome is. What do you hope to get from this review? To show off my deck and to get some new card recommendations. Well, damn it. We can do that for you. And you are a YouTube member. Big thanks to you, my guy. Let's get into it. Oh, it's not tagged. No big deal. No big deal. I'm not mad. Okay? I'm just disappointed. For creatures, we've got Ancient Silver Dragon. We already read this bad boy. It's a big drop. You roll a d20 when it smacks, draw that many cards. Breaching Leviathan, 7 and 2 blue, 9/9. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, tap all non-blue creatures. Oh, that's going to win you the game. And then you just bash everybody and you mill them for a billion. Brewvac, if someone would mill, they mill twice that many. Gross. Conspiracy Unraveler, love this card. 5 and 2 blue, 6/6 flying. You may collect evidence 10 rather than pay the mana cost of spells you cast. Yeah, you mill into like 3 of these big bombs, and you're just like, oh, all my stuff's pretty much free. I'm going to recommend a Mirror Room, a Fractured Realm again. Fair. It's a very good effect, especially the double your triggered abilities thing. It's pretty... If is a triggered ability, right? When, whenever, if, I think is one, if I'm not mistaken. Is Mindcrank a Nambo here? I think Mindcrank just like is a second commander. I don't think that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? I'm sure he might even run it. Yeah, Mindcrank. I was gonna say it's just another commander for redundancy's sake. For redundancy's sake, dude. It's pretty good actually. Mindcrank doesn't work with the commander out, but it's still good. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Darksteel Colossus, you want an 11/11 trample indestructible? Sure. Deep Sea Kraken, you want a 6/6 unblockable? Sure. Desolation Twin, you want 2 10/10s? Sure. Again, we're playing giant bodies in blue, and then we're turning all those giant bodies into mill, and I'm sure we got a high tide in here. No high tide in here? What in the hell? Oh, I backed out of Scryfall. I backed out of Scryfall. Get a high tide in here, my guy. That's gonna go nuts in this deck. 1 blue instant until end of turn whenever a player taps an island for mana. That island that taps for an additional blue. So in a mono blue deck where you're running giant creatures, I think that's gonna be an insane pickup for you. Also, you need the gauntlet if you're not running it. You are Gauntlet of Power. Yeah, high tide would be great. Hey, Yorsum, Iron Lung was dope, by the way. Hell yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about it. That's really cool. Oh, you didn't go to the Melania. You didn't go to that? Oh, wow. It's crazy. That documentary seems so crazy good. We've got Hullbreaker Horror, a 7/8 that just does some crazy stuff, bounces spells, bounces non-lands whenever people cast spell. This little beetle's really getting on my last needle. Inkwell Leviathan, a 7/11. Welcome to 7-Eleven. Go fill up your drink. You double cup bastard. I love that video. The video where it's as many donuts as you can carry, you can like take out of the store, and like, or no, as many donuts as you can fit in like a box or something. And he like has a box, but it's like a box with a giant yellow like pole sticking out of it, and then he just starts like sliding donuts onto the pole. He's got like 40 or 50 by the time he walks out. I love that video. I also love the Don't Pray For Me. Have you guys seen that video? Where the guy's getting into road rage and they're both like screaming at each other, and he's like, I'm gonna pray for you, brother. And he's like, don't you pray for me, and his face gets super red. Oh my god, that's such a good clip too. So good. Yeah, big boys, honestly. 6/6 for 7, 7/7, 7/7, 7/7, 0/3 that mills. Still good. 8/8, 8/8, 8/8. Like, we're playing so many big creatures. Toothy gets bigger the more cards we draw. Ulamog's a 10/10 that makes 10/10s. Wonder gives all these big creatures flying so we can mill and hit face more. This helps us mill as well. Creatures are either milling, getting huge, or just straight up enter huge. And that's the whole idea. And then you Mindskinner and you bash them down. And as a backup plan, if they hate Mindskinner out of the game and like destroy your Mindcrank, guess what? You still run giant scary creatures. So I actually really like this. Pretty good backup plan. The double gulp cup is not for the fucking Slappy. Oh, I love that fucking video, dude. It's so good. He's like, you said whatever we could fit in the cup. Zelix is also a combo with Altar of the Brood. Gotta remember who Zelix is. I gotta remember who Zelix is first. Whenever a player mills one or more cards, creature cards, you create a 1/1 black horror creature. I think I'm gonna run this into Taval. Oh, it's a $40 card? What? Oh, I want to trade for one of these for Taval. Because, that seems sick in Taval. I just start making 1/1 horrors whenever I mill myself, and then I can use it to mill myself to start getting more reanimation targets. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh yeah, Alter the Brood. Yeah, if you can hit enough of those creatures, you're just like Alter the Bruin. Back to back Bruin. Okay, sorceries! Fractured Sanity, each opponent mills 14 cards. Maddening Cacophony, each opponent mills half their deck. Or 8 cards, but if you kicked it, half their deck. Nanogene Convergence, 3 and a blue. Choose target creature you control. Each other creature becomes a copy of it, except it isn't a legendary. So when you turn all of your creatures into Mindskinner, yeah, GG. GG. Seagate Restoration, draw a bunch of cards. Time Warp, take an extra turn. Windfall, everybody wheels. Counterspell. Cyclonic Rift. Tutor. Counterspell. Artifacts. Alter the Brood. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent puts the top card of his or her library in his or her graveyard. Both are in the deck. What card? I'm driving, by the way. Oh, yeah, don't look at the screen. I'm not sure what card you're referring to, though. I'm sorry. I hate to big time double dorp slurpy fuck, but it has to happen. Bender's Waterskin's so good. Tap for any color mana, and then it untaps during each player's untap step. So good. Black Blade, we got a big buff with the Black Blade. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting this is a Mindskinner deck. I'm like, this is mono blue. Why do we need this? Oh, because we're gonna mill a ton. Decanter, good mana rock. Gauntlet, doubles our blue mana, hell yeah. Gilded Lotus adds 3 color of any color to our mana. I see a Nyx Lotus. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. Helm of the Host, make copies of our commander. Again, overpowered. Keening Stone, pay 5, tap it. Target player mills X, or X the number of cards in their graveyard. I remember this card was just ran in a bunch of our decks. When we first started playing EDH back in like 2012, our playgroup would just run this card along with like Staff of Nin in our decks, just because we were like drawing an extra card off Staff of Nin and pinging people for 1's OP. And theoretically, you can Keening Stone someone like 3 times and they're dead most of the time. And that's how it worked for a while. And that's how it worked for a while. Until power creep crept in. It's not called power blatancy. You know what I mean? It's not called power bowl in a china shop. It's called power creep, dude. You don't even notice it's coming in. Mesmeric Orb. Whenever a permanent becomes untapped, its owner mills a card. Mind Crank. Whenever damage is dealt, it turns into mill. Mirage Mirror. Mirage Mirror. Mirage Mirror. Put a little sun in your life. 3 for an artifact. Pay 2. It becomes a copy of target artifact, creature, enchantment, and land until end of turn. Someone played this in a gameplay video I was watching the other day, and it hit me how good this card is. I have not given this card the respect it deserves. It's a 52-cent card, by the way. Mirror Box. The legend rule doesn't apply. Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1. Each non-token creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with the same name as that creature. So that just interacts with like your effects that are going to turn your whole board into your commander. So it's pretty good. Mjolnir Stormhammer, 4 for an equipment that equips for 4. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to target legendary creature you control. When equipped creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls and put a stun counter on it. Then Mjolnir deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of tapped creatures that opponent controls. Oh, Mjolnir's kind of sick for the Hilda deck that we brought up. It doesn't fit in the $10 budget, but like, that's sick. Nyx Lotus adds mana to your devotion to a color. Sapphire makes your blue spells cost less. Senseis will not draw your cards, but fix your hand, set the top of your deck. Soul Ring, Mana Ramp, Swiftfoot Protection, the Immortal Sun. Does a lot of stuff. Players can't activate Planeswalker abilities. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Creatures you control go +1/+1. It's an Anthem, stapled to a reduction effect, stapled to an extra draw effect, stapled to a stacks piece. Seems pretty good. The One Ring, we never even read it because it's just busted. It's an $80 card. It's absolutely disgusting. The Water Crystal, 2 and 2 blue spells cost 1 less. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many +4 instead. That's pretty cool. And wait. Oh, 1 or more. Okay, I was like, wait, that's busted. Wait. 4 and 2 blue. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in their hand. And in your hand. Okay. Water Crystal's pretty cool. I like that one. Enchantments. Diplomatic Immunity has Shroud, gives a creature Shroud. Force Fruition, whenever a player casts a spell, they draw 7 in a mill deck. Disgusting. Imposter Syndrome, whenever a non-token creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of it, except that isn't legendary. Memory Erasure, whenever an opponent casts a spell, they put the top 2 cards of their library in their graveyard. That's a great card. Propaganda, can't attack you unless they pay 2. Psychic Corrosion, whenever you draw a card, an opponent mills 2. Same with Sphinx's Tutelage and Rhystic Study. Of course, whenever they draw, you draw. As far as lands are concerned, we got Nykthos because it's a mono blue deck and we can tap for devotion. And we've got Vesuva to enter as a copy of, I'm guessing, another Nykthos most of the time. And then we got Minowa to be untapping our commander to, I don't know, have a blocker, I guess. And down in the sideboard, we've got 1 card, the Key to the Vault. 1 in a blue, legendary artifact equipment that equips for 2 in a blue. When equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from the top of that player's library. You may exile a non-land card from among them and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Wait. Oh, sorry. I think I said that you look at the top of their library, you look at the top of yours. Put them back in any order. You may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Does this work with your commander? Because it prevents that damage. So I don't think that works, does it? There was oh, right here, top chat. I was like, there's a way to do like new chat, but I can't remember what it was. There we go. Thing in the Ice. He better have good mana ramp with them big creatures. Yes, dude. Mirage Mirror is goated. It really is goated. Thing in the Ice. 1 in a blue, 0/4 defender. This creature enters with 4 ice counters. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, remove an ice counter. And when it transforms into a 7/8 that returns all non-horror creatures to their owner's hand. Well, your commander has to be a horror. I mean, look at that thing. There's no way it's not. Oh, it's a nightmare? Ooh, this is a nightmare. Damn. I don't think it's as good as I thought it was. If you're looking for big mana artifacts in monocolor, I'd also check out Scepter of Eternal Glory, Cage Sun, and Throne of Eldraine. Throne of Eldraine would be really, really good. What was that first one? Scepter of Eternal Glory. What the hell is that? I don't think I've ever heard of this card. I don't see that one. You said Scepter, right? Oh. I spelled Scepter wrong, I think. Oh, that's just spelled weird on this card. What the fuck? Okay, Sceptre. The Sceptre of Eternal Glory. Huh. Is that like a British spelling or something? 4 for a legendary artifact. Tap it, add 1 mana of any color. Tap it, add 3 mana of any one color. Activate only if you have 3 or more lands with the same name. Yeah, that seems great. Scepter is spelled British because Warhammer is British. I was wondering. It is a British thing. Of course. Of course. Key to the Vault does not work with the commander. It doesn't. Damn. That's pretty shameful. That's shameful. Okay, what do we got, folks? What do we got? What about Sands of Time or Sands of Delirium or whatever it's called? That one popped into my hand. Sands of Delirium. 3 for an artifact. Pay X. Tap it. Target player puts the top X cards of their library into their graveyard. We used to like this one back in the day, too, for our mill decks. Little Sands of Delirium action. Scepter is spelled British. I literally look back. Because Warhammer is British. Just read the exact same thing again. What else do we got? Mill is such an interesting strategy. But like combat mill. What about the one that you can sneak out of your graveyard to turn your whole board into the same thing? I don't think that makes them not legendary, though. What is that card called? I have one of those in my... I think it's in this deck, actually. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think it does the legendary thing, though. Which is kind of a big, cool play. I got the worst collector's booster of my life the other day. I didn't have the heart to tell anyone it was bad. I was just like, oh yeah, that was sick. Like, awful. Every card, I was like, wow. Then I got to the last one. You ever had those where you just get to the last one and you're like, I thought there was going to be some form of redemption. I got like a non-foil, which I didn't even think was possible. I got a normal ass, not even full art card. Like, I was like, my rares are really not raring right now. Like, yeah, Naga Fleshcrafter turns all your creatures into a copy of a non-legendary creature you control. What about the Doctor Who one that does that? Do you run that in here? I don't remember seeing it. Yeah, there's a Doctor Who one that makes your whole board. Legendary copy. Quantum Misalignment. 4 and a blue sorcery, create a token that's a copy of target creature except it isn't legendary and then rebound. So this will just give you 2 more copies of your commander. It's pretty good. They're running Quantum Misalignment? Oh, they're running Nano Gene Convergence. Yeah, that's when the whole board becomes a copy of stuff. Yes, that is very, very good. That's great. Yeah, they're both really good in this deck, though. I think Quantum's great too. Just go ahead and get like 2 more of your commander, or Spark Double. I always love a good Spark Double. Can't go wrong with that. Oh, no, I was gonna say Mimic That, but I think Mimic That cares about creatures dying, not about going to graveyard. Yeah, whenever a non-token creature dies, you may exile that card. If you do, return each card exiled from Mimic Vat to its owner's graveyard. Pay 3, tap it, create a token that's a copy of target. Mimic Vat's so good. I actually need to pick up a Mimic Vat and put it back in my decks because we used to play with this all the time, and for some reason we stopped, and it's such a good card. Dark Depths. We don't have the Vampire Hex Mage to interact with it, unfortunately. But yeah, it's still good. Enters with 10 ice counters. Pay 3, remove an ice counter. When there's no more ice counters, make a 20/20 black avatar creature named Mirit Alaj with flying and indestructible. Ash That's pretty good. C double seems good here. C double. 2 and 2 blue instant. The spell can't be copied. Choose one. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you may choose both. Copy target spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. That seems really good in here. You're like always going to be able to cast both of it. Or both sides of it. Or choose both sides of it. Yeah, I like that. I really like how in this set all the art has that world tree like breaking through in all of it. That was a really cool thing they did. I think that's actually really, really nice. This deck already runs One Ring and Minamo. Why not just be full on gross, intuition, and gifts ungiven? Gifts ungiven is in here, I think. If I'm not mistaken. No, forced fruition's in here. What is gifts ungiven? I've searched for it once before. 3 and a blue instant. Search your library for up to 4 cards with different names and reveal them. Target opponent chooses 2 of those cards. Put the cards into your hand. The rest into your. Put those cards into your graveyard. Put the rest into your hand. Gifts Ungiven is sick. I need to pick one of these up too. Factor Fiction's one of my favorite cards. This is just like a tutor Factor Fiction. Oh, Gifts Ungiven's sick. I like that a lot. Intuition and Gifts Ungiven. What is Intuition? 2 and a blue instant. Search your library for 3 cards and reveal them. Target opponent chooses 1. Put that card into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. Oh, man. I need to pick up both of these. Oh, that's a $900 card. I am just kidding. I was just playing. I will pick up this one for Taval. There's a fair amount of card draw. Then Ominous Seas is good. Oh, that's true, actually. If he is drawing enough, Ominous Seas can just spit out 8/8s that can start milling. It's actually a good point. That actually might be good. Gifts Ungiven used to be banned. Recently got unbanned. Really? I like that card. That seems really, really good. I mean, obviously. Which $900 card? James, there was a $900 copy of whatever the other one was that wasn't not Intuition. Yeah, Intuition. The Tempest one is the Judge gift card is $920. That's crazy. Please, Nick, do not run either of those cards. They are super spiky cards. But what if I only use them in my Taval deck to search for 3 like graveyard chain pieces, dude? And I'm just like, I just want all this to be in my graveyard. But then it's like just run Buried Alive at that point. But this is an instant. But this one's an instant. Intuition is busted and on the reserve list. Yeah, I'm not gonna get Intuition. $200 for 8 doobies to the face. Fuck that. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? Any more recommendations for the Mindskinner? 10-1. Insane. Can't be blocked. Is there a thing that like what if you did like the equipment that the equipment that gives double strike? Just as like a funny way to like one hit somebody with your commander. Are there any artifacts that just give your creatures double strike? I don't think there are. That's why I didn't type that in, but maybe. Maybe there is at this point. I don't know. I don't even know. Fire Shrieker to give an artifact or give something a double strike for 2 to equip. That's not bad. Yeah, nothing really. Fire Shrieker's pretty good. Does he have double strike? Does he have double strike? Yep, that's hilarious. Fire Shrieker, Fire Shrieker. Damn, you literally just sent it. There are, yes. Yeah, Fire Shrieker seems pretty good. What does this do? Whenever a equipped creature attacks, if it's the first combat phase this turn, untap it. There's an additional combat phase. This could be kind of gross in there. You just get 2 combat phases with a double striking 10-1 that can't be blocked. That'll take someone out of the game. Immediately. Ooh, yeah, that's actually really gross in here. I like that one a lot. Green Goblin voice, skull clamp your own Mindskinner. Yeah, when he's next to the dumpster looking at the mask. Ah, I don't want to. It's like, but it's two whole cards. You think they made it a 10-1 for the fun of it? Ah, get out of my, like the, what am I thinking of? I always say Tetsuo, but that's the guy's name. I can never remember the actual name of it, which is crazy. Whatever. Reminds me of that. It reminds me of the thing that only I remember. You'd have to be there in my brain. What's the equipment that gives +X where X is your life total? Oh, it's the new Final Fantasy one. Akira, jeez. My brain always says Tetsuo. It literally just keeps repeating that, and I'm like, that is not the name. Akira! Ah! Skull clamp your Mindskinner. Ah! My friend one-shotted me with a lightning army. With lightning army of one with Genji glove was disgusting. Lightning army of one. Is that like an actual card? Oh. 1 white, red, 3/2 flying, trample, lifelink. When it deals combat damage to a player until your next turn, if a source would deal combat damage to a player, a permanent that player controls, it deals double that damage instead. Okay, that seems pretty fucking good. Ghost in the Shell over Akira, by the way. Ghost in the Shell's fire. That's a good one. Ghost in the Shell is a fire one. I haven't seen either one of them enough times to actually have an opinion on that, though. I've seen them both probably once. I liked Ghost in the Shell a lot. That one stuck with me more, for sure. I remember more of the visuals, and it has such a cyberpunk feel that kind of tied into me liking it more, because when I played Cyberpunk, I was like, oh, this looks exactly like that opening scene of Ghost in a Shell, where they're in that plaza. It literally reminds me of the Arasaka, like, fish area. It's so similar every time. Psychic Spiral Archive. Oh, Psychic Spiral's a great one. I forgot about this card. Where you at, Psychic Spiral? There you are. 4 in the blue. Shuffle all cards from your graveyard into your library. Target player puts that many cards off the top of their library and puts them into your graveyard. So, yeah, we shuffle our stuff back and then have someone mill that much. Pretty good. Rove's Blades could work for the Mindskinner. I haven't seen the Ghost in the Shell anime, but the movie was surprisingly good. Oh, okay, interesting. I'm the other way around. I haven't seen the movie, but I have seen the anime. This deck needs Force of Will, Mana Drain, Mental Misstep, Fierce Guardianship, Force of Negation, Pact of Negation. You're right. This deck needs all the free counter spells because it's already not going to be awful to play against. Honestly, I don't know if I believe that. I think that it reads like it might be awful to play against, but it's just a big, cool, stompy blue deck. It's like a Timmy blue deck. And blue just couldn't let it be Timmy. Blue's like, nah, prevent the damage and mill. Come on, prevent the damage and mill. Live a little. All right, what else are we thinking here? Anything else come to mind, boys and girls? Mainly boys, considering my divvy up on my YouTube analytics, it would appear. Huh. I don't think that would be that good in here. On second thought, I think not. I don't think I've ever built a mill deck. Like in like any format. I don't think I've ever done it. Not interested in mill. Give me a moment. Or pity's sake. Is that a card, or are you saying, is that a phrase for like, give me a moment? Give me pity's sake. I'm gonna look it up. I don't even care. I wanna look it up. Nope. Can't believe pity's not on a card. Pity is not on a card? That's one of those things. I was talking about this last time we went live. You look up certain words and you're like, I can't believe that's not on a card. Oh, for pity's sake. Gotcha. Give me a moment for pity's sake. I'm like, give me more cards. You give me more cards. Well, I get it now that you said for pity's sake. It said or originally, and it was capitalized. So I was like, that's gotta be what it is, or. Oh. You have Pitiless for Pitiless Plunderer. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that's weird. How the fuck didn't that come up then? Did I put it with an I? Well, that is with a Y, though, if you just spell pity. Got a pit imp. Close. Close. Is Eluge ever an option to free up mana for counterspells? Eluge. What is that? Oh, 1 in 3 blue. Star, its power and toughness equal to the number of islands. When Eluge enters the battlefield, put a flood counter on target land. It's an island in addition to its other types for as long as it has a flood counter on it. The first instant or sorcery spell you cast each turn costs 1 blue or 1 less to cast for each land you control with the flood counter on it. I wish it was creatures too, because we run so many big creatures that it feels weird to have the first instant and sorcery you control do it. Which is unfortunate. Is Bruvac in the list? He is in the list, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it is. It's gross. Yeah, what's a like... Let me see. Color, blue. Power. Equal. Let's see what we got here. Might be a cool deck for Body of Knowledge. Equal to the number of cards in your hand. Its power and toughness has no maximum hand size. When it's dealt damage, draw that many cards. So if you can bash somebody with this thing and your hand's big enough, you can get a ton of mill. I mean, Calaf just seems good. Gives all your blue stuff, not even all your blue stuff, just all your creatures and enchantments ward 1, essentially. And then its power is equal to your devotion to blue. This thing could just get massive. And then just give all your stuff ward 1 on the side. That's actually kind of sick. Increasing confusion. That's a good one. I forgot about the increasing cycle. Those have probably gotten massive by this point. Increasing confusion. X and a blue. Target player puts top X cards to their library into their graveyard. If increasing confusion was cast from the graveyard, they put twice that many cards into their graveyard instead. It's actually pretty gross. We got the water crystal, right? Yep, we do. Why is there only one of the crabs? I don't know. They have a... I don't know what the other one's called. Not Hedron. They have the not Hedron crab in here. Ruin crab. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the little boy Hedron. Also, Tasha's Hideous Laughter. That one... Well, I guess I was going to say it exiles, but who cares? We're just trying to get stuff out of their deck into the graveyard, or get out of their deck, essentially. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their deck until that player has exiled cards with total mana value of 20 or more. That is so disgusting. For 3 mana, you could probably hit so... That's just like... I feel like that's powerful in casual Commander, just like in any blue deck. You're just going to hit a bunch of shit off people's decks and be like, oh, sorry, you can't play any of that now. It's literally gone forever. Sorry. River Churn. What is that, then? What's this, then? River Churn. I've never heard of it. I've ever heard of it. Man, this beetle better stop beating. This beetle better stop beating over. You better stop it. Flying and clanking against shit, making your weird little beat sound. I've had enough. I've had enough of the beat of it all. Tasha has fucked me up so bad when I'm on Magda. I bet, dude. Wait. Does Magda put stuff on the top of your library? Oh, wait, no. I was going to say, oh, you're trying to set the top of your library, but that doesn't matter. Why is it beating your ass in Magda specifically? I feel like it would just beat your ass all the time. Maybe that's what you're alluding to anyway. But, jeez, it just seems so busted. That many cards is crazy. Oh, so this deck's not mainly dragons. You're running a lot of small dwarfs in there too. Okay, so 20 mana value is like 50% of the deck. Yeah, that sucks. I didn't really contribute Magda to being like a weenie style deck. I was only focused on the dragon part. That's crazy. Yeah, rough on that. Soulless Jailer and Grafdigger's Cage are going to be so important. Soulless Jailer. You like the 4-drop? He's a 2-drop. 2 for his... Oh, he's a 0/4. Permanent cards in graveyard can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards or exile. Oh, yeah. All the stuff you're milling, you don't want, like, decks that are get fueled by that to be, like, popping off. Yeah, that's actually a really good way to stop that. Yikes. It's all shitty 1-drop wharfs. Yikes. Zelix Sanity Flare? I think he's in here. He's the... Yeah, he's in here. He's in here. Cut your losses. You're right. I should just end the stream. I just keep goofing up on cards. See? 4 and 2 blue, sorcery, casualty 2. Target player mills half their library rounded down, and if you casualty to it, you copy this, so they mill half their library twice. There's a new card that does something like this. What is it? Where they mill half their library. Maybe it's already been suggested. Oh, this is what I was thinking of. Jadur. The land that enters taps, it taps for a blue, but it has an adventure side of 4 and 2 blue to have target opponent mill half their library. That just seems like a good land. Maybe it's already in here, though. It's not. I think Jador's pretty not bad. Tasha's has fucked me up. Brought up Tasha's. He's like, oh, you son of a bitch. Ew. Play that for 2 blue, 1 and a blue with sneak to mill someone half their deck. Yikes. That's really good. It's like gross good. Is Commander's Plate in there? I don't think so. No. That would be really good though to protect our boy. 1 equips for 3 to your commanders. Equip creature gets +3/+3 protection from each color that's not in your commander's color identity. That's pretty fucking great. Reenact the crime. Ooh, that's a good one. Bring back an instant or sorcery and cast it for free. I don't think I spelled that right. Maybe I did though. I did. 1 and 3 blue instant exile target non-land card. Oh, it's a non-land card. Ooh. In your graveyard that was put there from anywhere this turn, copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. I thought this was an instant or sorcery. Non-land. That's cool. Forced Fruition is always super fun. I think Forced is in here. Yeah, Forced is so gross in this deck. Draw 7. Whenever an opponent do, you're like, well, I don't. I'm on a diet. I wouldn't want to overeat. Please indulge, please. Yeah, indulge, dude. Trying to fatten the pigs up, dude. That's all you're doing. Talking about Bone Horde seems good in this deck. Oh yeah, actually Bone Horde does seem good in this deck. My namesake is finally good somewhere. Yeah, equip this to your commander. Equip creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creature cards in all graveyard. That's actually gross in here. Oh, I didn't see your thing, Yorson. That's funny. I don't know how I didn't see your thing. Have we thought about Painter's Servant plus Grindstone? That's the OG combo. True. Wait, that's true. I haven't heard that combo in so long. Well, anyway, you name a color. I was going to say, choose a color. All cards that aren't in play, spells, or permanents of the chosen color, and then Painter or the Grindstone. You name a color, they mill. If they're the same color, you mill again. So since everything's the same color, you just mill someone out. Very, very good. Profane Momento. Profane Momento. I don't know what this is. What? I'm just going to put in Memento and see what comes up. Yeah, I don't know. Last one because I may have been too late. But is Court of Cunning in the list? It is not. 1 and 2 blue. When it comes into play, you become the Monarch. This is a good one. At the beginning of your upkeep, any number of target opponents each mill 2 cards. If you're the Monarch, each of those players mill 10 cards instead. That's a great card. Card draw and then mill 10 guaranteed. It's pretty gross. Any number of players, too. Players, right? Yeah, players. That's great. Sword of the Animist. Wait, hold on. Winter Moon. Two for an artifact. Players can't untap more than 1 non-basic land during their untap step. Oh, yeah, because you just have so many islands. Do you guys recommend running cards like this if you're like a casual player? Because like I don't run effects like this, but maybe I should in like certain ones of my decks. I was watching a nitpicking nerds video where they were talking about what's its name? The 2 and a white card that like makes it so activated abilities can't be activated. And the guy's like, this is just good in like most of my white decks because it shuts off a lot of the stuff. And then I was in my head, I was like, I don't like that in casual commander though. I don't want to like shut people off. God no, never run effects like that. Oh hell nah, ew. Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like in my head, I'm like that doesn't feel very casual. I want to just like do my cool thing. I don't want to like stop other people from doing stuff. But that's me. I wouldn't run it below bracket 4. That's what I was thinking. That's almost exactly where my brain was going. It's like bracket 4 and above, sure, but like I'm like trying to be like 2, 3. I'm trying to be like a heavy 2, light 3. You know what I mean? Oh, I also started whipping up a rough draft for Ball, Lord of Murder, because I thought his ability was very, very cool. Giving stuff goad whenever anything's dead. I was like, that actually, that seems pretty fucking interesting to me. The line between casual and high power is really blurry for most people. Yeah, that's how I feel. Stacks is not for casual. I agree. Mass land denial, it's mentioned in the bracket system. Stacks can be for casual, but not always. Yeah, maybe some like light stacks, but like locking people out of stuff is like, oh, that sucks, man. Like when I'm in a graveyard deck and I see someone drop a rest in peace, out of very specific situations that honestly I can't even think of right now. Not even like, oh, I can't even think of it, but I literally just can't even think of what the situation would be. Like, I get so upset because I'm like, that just shuts off a deck like me, which is so annoying. Whose deck is this? This is Matt Will 93's list. It's very gross. Why don't we run the Teferi's tutelage? That just didn't make the cut. Whose deck is this? Bro, I had the worst Reanimator experience the other day. It was awful. Like, as a piloter of a Reanimator deck, or like a Reanimator deck got shut down, or like what? I gotta hear what you're talking about. I love a good Reanimator story. Profane Memento is with an E, not an O. Oh gosh. Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, oh god. 1 for an artifact. Whenever a creature card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you gain 1 life. It's not bad. I'm just not a big life gain guy. Like if you don't have a lot of synergy for it. You will gain a lot of life with that though. Actually, that's true. Tier 1 Dolthy Voidwalker, got rid of that. Oh, sorry, turn 1 Dolthy Voidwalker. Gross. Like against, like you were playing Reanimator and someone got, oh no, you played turn 1 Dolthy Voidwalker, got rid of that. Or they got rid of that. Then they played the Gissa, or no, they played the Dolthy Voidwalker. Then they played the Gissa that makes it so they can steal all creatures that die. Kill that. Then the Darkness Crystal that exiles creatures. Good lord, dude. I'd be like, you're targeting me. I'd be like, you built this deck just to shut me down. Then I finally fought through that. My graveyard got exiled. Oh, that shit pisses me off because I'm like, the only reason you're doing that is to stop me. Me specifically. You know how many strategies I could have ran? I could have run 99 other strategies that have nothing to do with my graveyard. He's like, but hey, this one did. Hate that. I recently finished an Ancient 1 Reanimator deck. Shit is going to be sick. Ancient 1's so cool, man. I went way too hard on the hype for that card, though. When it came out, I was like, this is my dream commander. I'm only going to run this. This is my favorite thing. And then I never ended up building it or running it. And then Taval came out, and I was like, oh, baby. Oh, mama. Hit him with a home improvement. Any more suggestions before we end the stream? Holy, I love Profane Memento's art. It is really good art. I want to see Profane Memento in a Kaladesh Invention border. Ooh. That would be cool. I would love to see Perpetual Timepiece get one of those. That would be, oh, that'd be the blingiest Perpetual Timepiece of all time. Oh, man. If we could get one of these that were one of those invention borders, whoo, I'd go after that. I'd actually like trade a bunch of stuff to get it. I've been really lucky locally. No one's running dedicated graveyard hate. It's just incidental. Ayy. Haha, I'm just a little reanimator deck. Yeah, no, totally. I'm gonna pop off and get a ton of shit into play. I'm definitely gonna try. But just use your removal to, like, get rid of some of the stuff. Use, like, stuff that's always gonna be applicable and useful to get rid of the stuff. I just hate when it's like, oh, nice, I don't have to loot this rest in peace this game. I can actually play it. Rest in peace. You don't get to play. Okay, other 2 players, let's go. It's like, damn. Because it's even like, oh, just Rex Sage the rest in peace. The rest in peace already exiled my grave, dude. I got nothing to work with. Trepanation Blade. Oh my lord. I'm just gonna type in Trep. I'm gonna see if Trep can hit me up here. What about a little Trep Blade action? A little Trep Blade. Ooh. Hey. Oh, I forgot about this card. This card's cool. This came out in Innistrad, I think. Innistrad, yeah. 3 for an artifact that equips for 2. Whenever equipped creature attacks, defending player reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card. The creature that attacked gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each card revealed this way. Then put the revealed cards into their graveyard. It mills too. I forgot about that part. That's really good for this deck. Damn. I thought that was I thought that said gay hate, not graveyard hate. No one's running gay hate in their decks. It's like, whew. Thank gosh. You're like, oh, I got it. Kiss target girl. They're like, oh, I should have sideboarded for this. I should have sideboarded for this. To be honest, people in casual forget to play graveyard hate. They do, and like honestly, I'm not like opposed to graveyard hate. Like I just like when they run it in a way that makes sense. Like the green card that's like 1 in a green, blow up an artifact, blow up an enchantment, gain 3 life, or like exile a card out of someone's graveyard. I'm like, love that, because you're always gonna be able to use it for graveyard or for artifact and enchantment hate. But then also, if you're against the graveyard deck, just wait for them to be like, oh, I'm going to reanimate Volgavoth, and be like, exile Volgavoth. You can't do that. Like, I'm fine with that. Targeted graveyard hate, that's fine. But, like, targeting my entire graveyard and, like, graveyard strategies as a whole with 1 card, it's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at this guy. Oh my gosh. What's your thoughts on Vinwix's deck? You used to, like, start your engines and, like, draw an extra card thing. I just think it sounds boring. Right? That doesn't sound fun to me. 1 in a blue, 0/4, start your engines. You have no max hand size. If you would draw a card, draw 2. I don't know. That doesn't seem like enough of a draw for me to be interested in it. I like the card. Start the engines is not it for me. That is like not... I don't enjoy that mechanic at all. That's not the meta this close to Asheville. Yeah, we don't do that around here. Love Trepanation Blade and Captain Gothrod. Oh yeah, that seems insane in there. I don't have grave hate, but sometimes it's just constant and too efficient. Like Dothy straight up locking you out of the game at turn 2 while they get tons of value. That's why I run Dothy in my graveyard deck. I'm going to Dothy you right back. I'll use your shit then. If I can't use mine, I'll use yours. Dothy's so good. I actually traded my Dothy in because it was too good. And I wasn't even versing graveyard decks with it. It was just every time I was like, this feels bad. Like, this is a very good card. Especially in Reanimator, because you're like, I'll just crack it to use this removal spell that I got with it. And then I'll Sun Titan my Dothy back into play. And then it's like, oh, you can just Sun Titan Dothy every turn. It's like, yeah. If not for no combat damage, I'd say Aether Siphon. Yeah, it's weird that it prevents the damage. Blessed Respite, my goat for keeping my graveyard safe. Oh yeah, shuffle your graveyard and then like gain life. Or prevent damage. Target player shuffles their graveyard, prevent all combat damage, will be dealt this turn. That is a really good one. I might throw one of those into fall, just to like protect it. And protect myself. Save my ass and my graveyard's ass. Sun Titan, my beloved. One of my top 5 favorite cards of all time, baby. Sun Titan is so good. My favorite is the Xbox promo. That thing is like so cold. Where are you? Yeah. No, these are the dual decks. Where's the Magic on? No, wasn't there an Xbox Live promo for Sun Titan? Maybe I am thinking of this one. It was just a straight up promo. Oh, is it this one? 2011 promos. I think that might have been it. Or maybe it was Grave Titan that was the Xbox promo. Either way, I love this Sun Titan promo. That shit is so fucking cool. It's a lot more fun than you think. Unblockable 1-cost creatures that get equipment that make the creatures as big as the hand size, plus the unblockable creatures helps get max speed by turn 4 earliest. Yeah, it's fair. I can see how you could like turn it on and get it going. It's just like such a boring mechanic to me. I'm just like, I gotta wait like 4 turns for this thing to do shit. Inquisitor Flail seems good. Inquisitor Flail. I'm just looking for a flail. There it is. 2 for an equipment. Equipped creature deals combat damage. It deals double that damage instead. If another creature would deal damage to equipped creature, it deals double that damage instead. We don't care about that part. Deal double damage with our 13-1. Or 10-1, sorry. Deal 20 damage with that? Inquisitor Flail is really good. I only run Endurance in my graveyard decks because of Imori Companion. Ooh, Imori's so cool. I like Imori a lot. The Blessed could be used as a political piece too. Sorry, the Blessed. What are we referring to with the Blessed? Oh, Blessed Respite. True. Because you can do it to other people's graveyards as well, right? Target player shuffles. True. It's a very multifaceted card. I like that. All right. Any more suggestions? About to hop off. About to hop off. Just slap a Colossus Hammer on the Mindskinner. Yeah, dude, it's as simple as that. Ooh, Colossus Hammer. Do you give it +10/+10 for an equipment cost of 8? Why not? Because the no damage. Yeah, or if there's someone else with a graveyard deck too. That could be interesting, because if someone has like a tutor piece or something, but something that needs in the graveyard, you could even like ask that and be like, hey, if you've got a way to tutor, but the thing you need is in graveyard, I could shuffle your graveyard so you could grab it. That is cool. You sold me on Blessed Respite. I think that's actually really good. I was gonna say we need some evasion, but we don't. Like the fact, like your commander's literally unblockable, which is crazy. Also, I like unblockable way more than can't be blocked. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I used to love that, dude. The Mindskinner's unblockable. It's like, can't be blocked. Yeah, okay, buddy. Can't be blocked. Yeah, sure, pal. Maybe winged boots for the other creatures? One of the blue equipped creature has flying and ward 4, equip 1. I don't know. I don't think we need it, though. Like, honestly, I feel like your other creatures are just so big that they're just going to force their way through. Do we want to put Shroud on it? I feel like Lightning Greaves would be good. Like, just so you could, like, maybe you already have Lightning Greaves. No, Lightning Greaves would be good. Just for the 0 equip cost. Gives it haste, which is going to be good with this thing. Give it Shroud. That's going to be good. Apparently, they stopped doing unblockable because it was too confusing. Okay. Psychiatrist talking to the average Magic the Gathering player. You're unlovable. The fuck's that supposed to mean? What does that mean? Oh, you can't be loved. Oh. That's what happens. Oh, shit. Why'd you have to say it so blunt and easily understandable, Doc? Oh, gosh. That's so funny. It's the stupidest reason I've ever heard in my life. All right. Post any last minute ones you guys got in chat. I'm sure he will check out the VOD and see those suggestions. I am going to wrap this up. If you guys haven't seen the upload for today, we uploaded at 5. We did the 4 commander decks that are each $10, designed to pick up all 4 of them, play them with some of your friends that are interested in playing commander but aren't quite sure how, or maybe not interested because of the expensive nature of getting into commander. That video is really cool. You can check that out if you've had some buddies that you wanted to get into the format, but it seemed a little too expensive to get them into it. Turns out it's not that pricey. If you want to throw me a buck over on Patreon or YouTube members, it helps out a ton. You can submit your own decks like the 2 decks we went over today. It's XD. Bro, you're a funny guy. Thank you. What is your name? Fruitalicious Gum? Ooh, damn. Make my mouth water. Reminds me of that Valve interview where they shortened a level because playtesters kept getting trapped in a loop. Oh, yeah. What game was that? Was that Cuphead? Was that Cuphead? Where like I don't think it's the exact thing you're talking about, but Cuphead was funny. Because like literally the playtesters could not get past the tutorial. That was some great shit. I'm gonna touch you, Nick. Try it, dude. You don't know I got that domain expansion, dude. You can't touch me. Just whoop, 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 whoop. Can't wait for Tygum next week. I can't wait to review Tygum next week, LJ. I'm excited. No, it was some older FPS. Was it Portal? That'd be really funny. All right, I'm hopping off, boys. I always appreciate it. We've been getting some good numbers on the live streams. We got like 20 some people tonight. Every time I've been hopping off, it's been at like 100 plus views, which like is super good for us. So appreciate that. I always love when I open back up OBS and I see myself in the picture and I'm like, so like, yeah, the chat's been great. I love it. I'm like sitting there with a triple chin, the worst posture ever. I'm like, anyway, chat's fantastic. You guys have been real chats. Thanks. We're gonna hop off. Have a good night.